All right. Bam, 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 bam. We are joined here with the most special of guests, the very despised Pharaoh. You may know him as Albert Bishai, the light of Ra has shined upon us on this very evening, on this very commemorative evening of the events of Shemaim Malevin, a very sensitive topic that we will have to treat sensitively as we go through this stream. And it's just embarrassing that we actually have to treat it as such. So, with no further ado, Albert Bishai, welcome to the stream. How are you, my friend?
I'm well. Thank you, Liam, for that introduction. Is that what we're going to be? Is that the subject of tonight, the 9/11 anniversary?
I feel like that just
it's appropriate.
It organically happened. We just set up the stream, and then that just happened to happen. I mean, and you know what? 9/11 was kind of what brought me to first Adam Green of No More News, and then to Albert Bishai. So perhaps this is fitting.
Yeah, it's a huge issue. There is no doubt, and I have a similar arc. That's what brought me into the so-called truth community, right? And then you realize that this community is absolute shit, infested with feds and identitarian pricks and all of these people. Because you know why they set up the truth community? Because they knew that the information was out there and it was going to get out. So the best way to control the opposition is by leading it, and that's what it is, man. Listen, folks, if you haven't had an opportunity to take in this information, then obviously you need to do your homework, because it's not even conspiracy theory or conjecture. It's an absolute open and shut case. There's no question, zero question, that there are Israeli fingerprints all over 9/11. They precipitated this whole event. They engineered it. Now, you can get into, well, can you get into the minutia and argue about the minutia? It makes little sense. The big overarching thing is Israel did 9/11. Why? To generate this animus for Islamic terrorists, specifically those in the Middle East, so they could create a pretext to follow through on the Oded Yanan plan of the late 70s, which was to knock off of all of Israel's Arab neighbors one by one, balkanize the region into ethnocentric stands. Druze, Muslims, Shia, Sunni, Christian, and just balkanize it so they can never get their act together and unify and ever present Israel with a real threat and opposition. That's the long and short of it. People want to get him, they want to die on the hill of building 7 or this or that, or the planers or non-planers, holograms, direct energy weapons, thermite. It doesn't fucking matter.
Albert,
we know what happened. We know why it happened, and we know who was behind it.
You know what this reminds me of? Is the Christian phenomena. Like, we get caught up in how it was created, but we don't look further into the why was it created. Mm-hmm. like
Yep.
like those behind it. So we get caught up in all the minutia, as you say, great word, and then we don't take the step further. So why did this happen? What was the purpose of Christianity? What was the reason for 9/11? And I also want to be very careful because with this whole Elon Musk X thing about hashtag ban the ADL, which is totally right. I try to put myself into the shoes of a Judaic person, and they have this fear about being exposed, and I can see that. I'm like, so I want to treat this very carefully because I have Jewish friends who I love very much, and so what I try to do is I try to get this information out there without making it seem like all the Jews are behind it. And then,
Right.
I mean, it's a line to walk that is it's difficult. Your thoughts on that? But then should we not even touch that rail? Because you touch that rail, you get burnt.
No, it's a very confusing big issue. What I'm talking about is organized world Jewry, okay, which is the capstone of the pyramid. Some people like like to call it ZOG, right? Zionist occupied government. That's a fair.
I know, but we can't even say that right now. We're walking on the line. We'll get banned just for saying that.
You can't say that. What do you mean you can't say that?
We can't say that our government is run by Zionists. But even Zionists isn't. I don't know. The algorithm for some reason. But you know what? I'm going to stop caring about that. I'm going to stop caring about that.
So you can't. I understand what you're saying. I understand the whole your meaning here. You can't say the obvious. You can't say the truth. You can't speak the truth. Well, then what good is it?
Because what if
how good is being an American? Because you can't say that our government is run by Zionists.
Because say my best friend is Jewish, and then everybody realizes.
What does that have to do with anything?
So what if everybody realizes that Israel, i.e., Judaism, is behind 9/11? Then everybody's going to turn on him, and so then my Jewish friend is going to be running for the hills.
Did your Jewish friend plant thermite at the World Trade Center?
Yeah, he was part of the art department for the Mossad. I'm making up my Jewish friend. It's a totally fictional thing, but I do have Jewish friends actually.
So that doesn't look, dude. That's not an argument. That's not what we're saying. Of course. Okay, you want to go through the obligatory?
We just have to be so vague in our criticisms. I guess.
Obligatory disclaimer: it's not all Jews.
They're Jews.
It's a very small set of a subset, right? We're talking about the shot callers. We're talking about those people that we dare not speak of, those who cannot be named.
But here, I'll jump on the other side of that just because I'm a instigator. Every Jewish child is taught from birth that you might look like a white person, but you are not. And at the same time, they're out here to get you, to annihilate you, to wipe you out. So they have this complex that...
Hatred?
They think that everybody is out to get them, and that Jonathan Greenblatt's latest title of his book is "It Could Happen Here." So they have that mentality. I mean, that's got to be a horrible way to live your life. So I have some sympathy for these people.
Well,
and then they rise up and strike you before you strike them. So it's like a preemptive thing. It's so fucked, Albert.
Listen, it's totally psychotic, and this goes for the entirety of the Abrahamic sects. It's all rubbish and nonsense. right? Oh, you can't say that. Why not? It's either a free country or it isn't.
It isn't.
If I think that your religion is rubbish and a complete fucking made up fairy tale, I have that right to say so. And it doesn't matter how butthurt you get or how many times you want to flag or report whatever I'm saying to Jonathan Greenblatt of the ADL, Baruch Hashem.
Blessed be his name.
May the Amalekites be destroyed.
May their memory be blotted out even, Albert.
Yes, yes. Never forget what Amalek did to you.
The sting
when you were fleeing Egypt and the sting
of the
Pharaoh's
whip
upon your backs. They thought they could. Amalek thought he could start with the Jewish people as they were fleeing Egypt.
You know what? What I thought about with all these never forget 9/11 posts, I thought about never forget the sting of Pharaoh's whip. I'm like, oh
yeah, never forget the sting of Pharaoh's whips upon your backs. Exactly.
But
that's what we're dealing with.
They do want us to forget about 9/11, or or they don't want us to look into it further.
Yeah. You notice no more commemorative ceremonies, no more national readings of the names, and no more polls on 9/11.
Oh, I saw that.
There's already a majority of an overwhelming majority, not just a majority, an overwhelming majority know that the official narrative is false. It's almost at JFK levels, just so you know.
Which I feel like this could be a good spark, if you will, to because it's the spark that woke me up to what's going on was 9/11. So having you on this date, which just serendipitously happened, perhaps it was just the workings of Hashem, Baruch Hashem, that this happened. Because if you look into this, what happened? First of all, Larry Silverstein, I have a couple of points I'm going to go through real quick. Larry Silverstein getting out the insurance policy against a terrorist attacks. Yes. Larry Silverstein meeting with the Prime Minister of Israel every other day going into the event. Similar to how the attack on the USS Liberty was the Prime Minister of Israel talking to JFK until I'm sorry, I'm mixing these two up, but there's a common thread. It's Israel. It was like mafioso types. It's like Whitey Bulger and his buddies came together and created this state. I mixed up a bunch of different things together into one. I'm sorry, I got a little excited, but you see where I'm going at. There is this fingerprint that is the state of Israel behind 9/11. And when you know about the USS Liberty, the killing of JFK, then it's not so outlandish. And it's actually quite on par for the course.
Dude, there is voluminous evidence. Okay, it could literally take hours upon hours, if not days, to go through the Israel 9/11 connections, and people have done it.
The dancing Israelis.
I would direct everybody that is not 9/11 woke, that hasn't taken the red pill on 9/11, to watch Ryan Dawson, Adam Green, Christopher Bolin. Right. There's a couple of different people that have written books, right? Michael Collins Piper. Final Judgment. Now, what you're talking about is very interesting, Liam, because
you call me Lily.
What are the tenets? What's the foundational? What is the truth community built on? What's the foundation of the truth community. You'd argue fake history, fake news, JFK assassination, 9/11, right? That's basically what this community has been built upon. So it's a big deal. JFK assassination and 9/11 are two fucking huge issues.
Yeah, let me wrap that up really quickly for any viewers. What happened was JFK was against the atomic nuclear weapons being gained by Israel, and as soon as he was against that, he was gone very quickly.
Right. He was going to take that as he was taking that very seriously, and sent David Ben-Gurion a letter that our special relationship was in jeopardy, and all the support was up in the air, and he was insisting on bi-yearly, every 6 months, doing inspections of Dimona, and they did all kinds of bullshit where they took them to a fake site, and it wasn't the real site, and they were up to all kinds of shenanigans.
Here's a related topic. Princess Diana, she was going to come out in support of Palestine, and when people got wind of that, she was quickly offed. There's this common thread.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me because she was a wonderful humanitarian, but and also she was a lot of people. Well, I don't know this, but I've read this, that she was pregnant with Dodi's child, and the racist supremacists, Windsors, Germanic Jays, weren't too happy about having a half Arab child, be born from that whole royal noble lineage.
I would like to address your Arabness and you brown washing everything as you've been accused of.
You mean by sand niggerish? By shit skinnish?
Oh, you can't say that, Albert. Can't say the N-word on this stream, bro.
Oh, listen, I say it on my channel. You're okay. Listen, what can you say? I don't exist in this ugly. I don't have this ugly world view.
I know, but we have to play by their rules. We have to play by their rules.
That don't look like me, or of other races or nationalities. I like to think of myself as a higher level person than that. I think people that want to limit themselves and limit their thinking, this like kind of knuckle dragging, lowbrow identitarianism, go have at it. Do whatever the fuck you want. I couldn't care less.
What
you want to self segregate? You want to move to Idaho and live in a compound of like-minded individuals and patriots? Go have at it.
Yeah,
but I don't want. It's exasperating having to deal with these low IQ, low vibration, really ugly worldview people. It's nothing but a drag. So I like to extricate myself from them, because I aspire, I think we all do, to greater things. And you know what?
Yeah, it was
people
all.
That want to,
it was
people
all.
Want to say. Let me just finish this.
All right,
point.
go ahead.
The people that want to talk about a white homogenous America, when was that? That's never been the case. There were millions of Native Americans here. There were millions of blacks that were here. There was, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Spaniards and Mexicans and French in the central part of North America. And, it was never a homogenous white nation, ever, okay? The Europeans have a different situation. America is unique. Okay, so your whole thing about clamoring for an imaginary, homogenous white America that never existed is pathetic. America has always been a multicultural, multiracial country, and it always will be.
I could argue against that. Christopher Columbus was a crypto, probably a Marrano.
You can argue against what? That it wasn't a multicultural country?
That this was like a Masonic setup from the get-go.
Okay, but what does that have to do with multicultural?
And so Masonry is under the spine is Abrahamism, and Abraham is Jewish, so really it's a Jewish project, and Jewish people don't consider themselves white. I didn't even figure that out until I was like 4 years ago. I'm like, until 4 years ago, I thought Jewish people were white.
Well, they're not. They're only white when they want a virtue signal to fellow whites.
Yeah, I posted one of my most viral clips was John Leibowitz, better known as Jon Stewart, saying, "White people suck."
Yeah.
And then the next week he's like, I'm Jewish, and black people, we should get together and wipe out white people. I'm like, what that is so in your face what they're doing to us. But you do recognize that the European white person is under attack. And then you come to our defense, and then these stupid white people think that you are muddying the waters and brown washing things because you're not on board with white supremacy. The whole thing that we're doing is we're attacking supremacy in all its forms. So we're attacking Jewish supremacy, and then white supremacy is no better. It's just we're losing our moral high ground in doing that, and then you bring that to the forefront.
Don't say we, Liam. Stop saying we. Don't include yourself with the racists. You're not part of that group. And I wear it as a badge of honor. If I'm called anti-white by some fucking shit-kicking redneck white supremacist, I take that as a badge of honor.
But I want to punch them in their face.
When the Jewish supremacists want to call me an anti-Semite, if you're being called an anti-Semite by Jewish supremacists and you're being called anti-white by white Aryan supremacists, you're above the target. You're doing well.
I feel bad for them. I'm like, you've been duped, you foolish idiot.
Yeah, and they don't understand. Listen, it's very simple. These are like the low IQ. They're always the stupidest people in the room.
I don't like saying low IQ stuff. Maybe I have a low IQ for all I know. If I could take an IQ test, I'm not good at math.
Okay, let's just say all right, they're stupid. They're dumber, like a dumber demographic in terms of knowledge. They're very ignorant. You could stick with that if you don't like low IQ.
Okay, I can get on board with that.
They're always the dumbest people in the room, and you're not in Europe. Okay, I can understand. I give the Europeans a little dispensation as long as they understand that this forced, choreographed, weaponized immigration that's been weaponized against them and targeting them, because they do want to change the demographic composition of Europe. They do see homogenous white societies in Europe as a threat. They do. I could send you. Hold on. You can. Okay. I can read this to you right now. But it's different. It's not the same thing for America. Let me explain to you right now
how Europe. I have family that goes over to England, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's a bunch of Arabs." What the fuck? They can't even have it.
It's not Arabs in England. It's all Pakistanis and Indians.
Oh, it's Indians?
Yeah, they're Pakistani and Indians in England. Listen to this. the homogeneity of European nations is fundamentally against the interests of the Jewish people. We are at a critical turning point in history. The West is becoming more and more racially diverse, and soon the white race will be forced into submission. This is what they believe. The future of the West is that of an ethnically diverse melting pot, where the evil divisions of race and hold on a second.
Oh, what's the name of that lady who said that?
Margaret Lerner Specter. Margaret Specter Lerner.
And Jews will be at the forefront of that, and they'll be resented for it.
Right. So this is the white race will be forced into submission.
Wow.
The future of the West is that of an ethnically diverse melting pot, where the evil divisions of race and white supremacy no longer reign. This is all thanks to the tremendous power of our social movements and our institutions. This great change will be catalyzed by Muslim settlement. From the land of Israel, Jews will forever be a light unto the monarchical world as guaranteed by God.
The Goyim.
This is Rabbi Abraham Baron Haviv at the World Jewish Congress Summit from 2011.
Which is why what Adam does is so important, because it is a religious thing behind it. It is the wiping out of Amalek, Edom, Esau. And if people don't understand that, then they'll just think that it's just, this is just purely racist. No, there's an under theology that is behind it. And if people don't know that, then they could get just lost in the sauce.
Yeah. It's a very deranged, evil theology for sure. Supremacist. Yeah. It's about well, first of all, as the Talmud tells us, the older
shall serve the younger,
which is allegorical for Esau, who you Gentiles call Esau, and Yaakov, Jacob, who became Israel.
Obviously.
So the allegorical lesson to be learned here is that the Gentiles will serve the Jews.
Maury, the anti-Semitic is at it again. If you can't get this message, then it is your duty behind the Mishnah of the rule of 666 to shove a live snake up his ass.
That's right. They're giving
maybe that'll get him going.
It's one of the 9,627 mitzvahs.
Who knows? I study esoteric stuff, and they think that we are the tree of death. So there's the tree of life, and then there's the shadow of that, which is called the kliptof, the kelly pot, the kliptof. And we are the shards. And it's so sad. I don't have to tell you this. I don't know why I'm...
That's a very, kind of innocuous one. It's a lot worse than that. They think we're satanic. They think we're beasts in human form. They've had all these discussions about, like, well, why do they look like us? Blah, 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 blah. And they've come to the determination that Hashem made us to look like humans so that it would be easier for them. They wouldn't have to, it would be more pleasant, more aesthetically pleasing to their eyes to be served by us than, if we looked like whatever. This is like a very sick thing, right?
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's beyond ridiculous. And we have to pretend like
it's okay.
Okay,
They have their.
is okay. This is normal.
Well, that's how
They
they
have to indulge in in these kind of delusional Abrahamic mythologies. Like, oh yeah, it's great. That's fine.
That's how they use religious freedom, like, to their benefit. Like, you have to respect their religion. Well, what if their religion calls for a genocide of the rest of the world? 99.9% of the world are trash.
In their eyes, yeah. No, it's a very sick thing. You know, when all you want to do is just like change course, and it's not. You know what's depressing? What's depressing is we can't get the traction we need because they're so good at their divide and conquer game that the whites will never get their act together. They will always have these fucking over-the-top, ham-handed white supremacists that give them everything they need in terms of optics and sound bites and Zeke Hiles and fucking burning crosses and
GDL.
All this shit that if they didn't have these useful idiots, the ADL would be
create
putting
them.
Jays in those costumes or hiring these people to AstroTurf. So it's that's what's depressing about it, that we can't come together because there is only one enemy. It's clear. It's clear as the nose on your face. We have one enemy, but instead of coalescing behind a common front, everyone's, oh no, it's my tribe. I got to do segregation now and blah blah blah. I don't know.
Well, that's how. Even though Ryan Dawson is a pompous asshole, forgive my language, we have a common mission. And so we can forgive him for being a total idiot, jerk, full of himself. Yeah. You and Adam don't agree 100% on the Ukrainian-Russian thing.
100%. We don't agree at all.
But are y'all still friends?
Oh, Adam's one of my
Duh.
Adam's been one of my best friends for years.
Well, I talk to him on the phone sometimes. So
and it's not like
he's also my friend.
It's not like because we do understand. I mean, listen, if you have a certain level of intelligence and education, and you don't judge people based on race, ethnicity, or of any other fucking superfluous exterior shit, it doesn't matter. There's nothing more irrelevant than the circumstances of your birth. You can't control that. It doesn't matter.
But they want to use that to separate us into...
Of course. And they've been very successful. And look at these white power assholes out there. They're out there. Believe me. Nothing has been better since I started I used to tolerate these fucking simps. No more. I get a whiff of them, blocked. And I can't tell you how that's increased and enhanced the quality of my life. Every time I would get into a cesspool and try to impart my fucking side, to raise the level, to raise the vibration of positivity, every time I would come out of this chit-chat, this fucking thread, and I feel like I needed to take a shower. I'm done with that shit. They have a despicable, ugly worldview, and I'm not swimming in that shit anymore.
We got 15 viewers, and only your audio and not your face. Aw. Dog,
you can't see me?
I'm boomering out right now for some reason. Gosh, I am just pathetic. Oh.
That's okay. You don't need, as long as people can hear me, that's fine.
Well, we can hear you very well.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, I'm so sorry.
I'm not worried about it, man. I know what I look like.
I want people to see your
You want people to see the brown man,
this bronze.
the bronze man, because I'm a bronze man and I could never be a veteran.
You know, you are the Scorpion King.
Liam, I got a letter from the government other day. I opened and read it. It said they were suckers. They wanted me for the army or whatever. Picture me giving a damn. I said never.
You know, one thing, you used to share some videos of Manly P. Hall. Does that make you
Luciferian?
A Luciferian? That's what what's that dude's name? Guys, most of the Christian people think that if we Helena Blavatsky, I like Helena Blavatsky. I like Manly P. Hall.
Helena Blavatsky. I mean, she was a bullshitter, bro. Do you really think that she was being visited by all these fucking spirits?
She traveled across the world. She really traveled to China.
Bro, do you really believe that? That she was channeling these fucking
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. Alice Bailey and Rudolph Steiner could go away. I don't give a I think they're schemers. But Helena Blavatsky, I read Isis Unveiled. I've read Manly P.
She's got balls, dude. There's a lot. Yeah, listen.
She attacked the priests. Feelings.
She has balls, bro.
She attacked the rabbis.
She lived a life that was so unconventional.
Especially for a woman in her time.
Yeah. I mean, she's got balls.
So why are you hating on her for?
Because I don't believe she was channeling these spirit guides. I think that's bullshit.
What did she say? I'm sorry, I never. She said that she was.
No, she. What do you mean? What did she say? She said a whole hell of a lot.
She said that she was channeling Dual Khan, this like Tibetan.
She would no, not just one, multiple people.
Do you believe that?
Whatever, bro. Listen, Blavatsky. Yeah, I mean she's a unique character. It's interesting.
Was she Russian? What
the Christian simps don't understand is about like Freemasonry and these secret societies, these occult secret societies, is they don't view Lucifer as evil
or even Satan.
Right. Lucifer is the hero in the story.
Prometheus.
Because it's been inverted. Christianity has inverted this whole thing. There is no daylight between how the Kabbalists and the Freemasons view it. And they know it's an allegory. It's not real. Okay? That's the big difference.
So why do you think that Helena... Yeah, whenever somebody is like, I'm just channeling this, and I check out. You're right. But
yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, she's an interesting woman. I'll give you that. She's an interesting woman.
So
she led a very courageous life, being a woman, fucking traveling the world like by herself, and smoking cigarettes and wearing these. She was probably a lesbian, right? She was lesbian.
Don't talk bad about my Helena Blavatsky.
Why is that bad?
Oh, lesbianism? Because it's gay as shit.
If I was a woman, I'd be a lesbian.
Oh, you would be a beautiful lesbian. What about Manly P. Hall?
Dude, Manly P. Hall is an incredible teacher. Okay, he is a font of information like no one else. And once again, It's not like he's far beyond even once in a lifetime people. He's like once in a millennia type of person.
No, he wrote that book at the age of 19, I think. Like The Secrets.
Yeah.
At the age of 19. At the age of 19, I was watching porn and jerking off. This guy's writing the best treatise on esoteric knowledge that we have.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I don't think Manly P. Hall.
He was an honorary Freemason. He wasn't.
He didn't believe. He didn't
have to ride the goat.
You know, the Bible stories or anything else. He understood them for what they were. Right. Lessons. He was more of a spiritual guy. Obviously believing in a higher power, but not a Christian, not a Jew, not a, he was a Luciferian in the best sense. Okay.
Lucifer means light bearer, like a Promethean type thing who brings light, knowledge to the world. Right. And then people get that so twisted.
Like, oh, you worship Lucifer, blah blah blah, and that's, they don't understand it. Let me hold on. I'll read you exactly what he said.
Albert, can you talk to my audience for 1 minute, and then I'm going to be...
Hold on. Let me just read to you what Manly P. Hall said.
All right, read it.
When the Mason learns that the key is the proper application of the dynamo on living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seeing energies of Lucifer are in his hands. Where are you, Liam?
And so,
what?
How do you wrap that up? So what lots of people ask Adam after he's torn apart Christianity as a Jewish psyop, and then the question is, what's next?
Hold on a second.
Don't hold on a second, me mother. Can we get him on? Oh, maybe this will work.
Sorry about that, Liam.
I am royally pissed.
Nature calls.
I am pissed off. Yeah, so what I want to say was, do we need a new religion? What everybody asked Adam, okay, you've broken down Christianity. Now we've realized that it's a bunch of bullshit, and it's an actual detriment to the world if you're not Jewish. And then what? So then what? What next? Question mark is what people always come to. Adam thinks what, secularism? Do we?
Yeah, I mean, listen. All you need is reason, empathy, morals, scruples. That's all you need.
Well,
why do we need to come up with some kind of fabricated story to explain to us the inexplicable, like the origin story and the genesis of humanity? Nobody knows that. Nobody has that figured out. Not even the evolutionary. Even evolution doesn't fully have it. But there are some things that are just inexplicable.
That
we're never going to know.
That the eye can't see. I mean, well, without Judaism and Moses and his 10 Commandments, how will we have morality and ethics?
Who said that?
Oh, that's what they say.
That's what this is how fucking retarded it is. Like this is the Colossus, the leading Christian intellectual theologian. That's the argument he makes. Without the fake Jewish God story,
who is totally immoral,
we wouldn't have morals. We'd be killing and raping and pillaging, which is it's so nonsensical.
That's what Jordan Peterson says, though.
That's yeah. But where do you think he got it from? He said this. Dr. William Lane Craig said this in a debate against Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris. I've watched all the debates, and it's doo soft. It is the weak. It's vexing that they didn't just clobber the living shit out of him with that argument. But they did.
Well, so what I want to do is, I think man is prone to religiosity. We have something within us that has this hunger for spirituality and community. And I don't find it anywhere. I've broken out of the Abrahamic matrix, but then I just find myself just floating along in space without anybody to really connect with. And so it makes me almost want to start a new religion without being some cult leader.
What would you rather do, Liam? Go worship the God of Israel every Sunday, or go to Mount Shasta and eat a bag of mushrooms and howl at the moon? I'd rather do the latter.
that does sound a lot more lit, yes. But I mean, people, they accuse me like, oh, you're trying to start a new religion. But I don't think we should replace religion with another religion. I'm like, well, we discovered that religion is all man-made. So can't we come together and create what you want? We label a religion, which I have a master's degree in theology, an undergraduate degree in religious studies. We cannot define a religion. One thing that we spend a lot of time on in academia is approaching sports as religion, the cult of the celebrity as religion. It fits this definition, just is so lucid. It's not.
The acquisition of power is a religion. The acquisition, the acquiring wealth is a religion. Yeah, there is a lot of religions. That's for sure.
Do you how's your cats doing? How many cats do you have?
My cat died.
No, Sebastian?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Well, may the memory of
I don't want to talk about it.
May the memory of Sebastian be commemorated right now.
It makes me sad.
What else?
I got some strays in the backyard that I feed. I'm a rescuer of kittens and feeder of stray cats, folks.
You know what?
I'm thinking about getting a dog.
Dogs are so different than cats. I had dogs my whole life, and then I got a cat. And I'm like, this is a totally different thing.
Oh yeah, having a cat is like
easy.
Low maintenance. Having a dog is totally different.
It's like having a child, having a dog.
Hmm?
Having a
dog is totally different than having a cat. I could pack my bag, jump in my car, and do a weekend.
And your cat's gonna be fine
with my cat. I just have have 2 bowls of food instead of 1, and I come back and there's still food left in a fully, and I pack the litter a little bit extra, and it's totally fine, right? And you come back, no big deal. You can't do that with a dog.
Some other things I wanted to touch upon were like, what if somebody just tuned in and they just think that 9/11 was what the news tells them. If you could like just tell a newbie about 9/11 in 2-3 minutes, what would you say?
Oh, that's tough. I would say K Bono, who benefited, what were the circumstances, how did this happen, who had the capacity to pull it off, and all you got to do is connect the dots from there. And you have researchers out there that have connected 80% of the dots. There's a lot of things that we'll never know, but there's so many cross points, and the nexus between the events of 9/11 and Israel are too many to enumerate, incalculable.
So it wasn't 19 Muslims with box cutters that were orchestrated by...
No, it was, but they were just part of the fucking operation.
And they were mostly Saudis. Did we go to war against Saudi Arabia after that? No, we didn't. We went to invade Iraq after it, who had nothing to do with it.
Iraq got framed for that. And then they tried to say, because that wouldn't work, then they tried to say, oh, it's because they had ties with Al-Qaeda. And then it was, oh, they got weapons of mass destruction. Then it was, Saddam's throwing homosexuals off the roofs of buildings in Iraq. We got to do something. We got to spread some freedom. And then it was about spreading democracy. And then it was about fighting him there so we wouldn't have to fight. It changed every fucking week because they had nothing solid. That's what they do. When you build upon a foundation of quicksand, it sinks.
The biggest...
And all of their arguments stunk to high heaven.
The biggest threat to our quote-unquote democracy is the ADL. Hashtag ban the ADL, which has been trending for the last week, which has been a little bit of a green pill, which I like to say.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that?
Did you try to make Israel did 9/11 trend today?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Israel did 9/11 was trending today?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not so simple. Israel, I mean, that is pretty much, when you break it down, Israel did do 9/11.
Israel did 9/11, make it trend.
Larry Silverstein met with the prime minister of, who was the prime minister of Israel during 9/11?
Benjamin Netanyahu.
He still was?
Yeah.
And Larry Silverstein was calling him on the phone, talking every day.
Sunday. Every Sunday.
And it just so happened
the day after Pesach, the day after Shabbos.
Oh, that brings me. That's a great little bit.
It was always his first post Shabbat phone call.
Oh, can you touch out to the screen and give us a?
Well, you can't see me, so I can't touch the screen. I can't transfer Holy Ghost power that's coursing through my veins into yours because my video's not on.
Fuck, I'm afraid if I fuck with this, I might lose your audio, so I don't want to lose everything.
Yeah, leave it. Just remember, folks, as a 12th century Alexandrian sage told us.
That's more affectionately known as a Ram Bam.
But we affectionately refer to him as the Rambam. The dying fealty and devotion to the nation of priests, Baruch Hashem. They shall fight our wars and sow and reap the harvest of the fields and be the field hands as slaves as beasts. in human form.
Form.
And if while we sit underneath the shade of a tree,
Eating like an Effendi.
like an Effendi, and studying the Torah because we don't like the work. And if these beasts in human form do not submit to this kosher servitude,
What happens?
I'll tell you what happens later. You are, permitted.
You're obliged.
Obliged, committed even.
To shove a live snake up his ass!
Yes, according to the Mishnah.
666?
I can't even think of it.
Maybe that'll get him going, Maury.
Negative commandment 666 is the Mishnah. That's it.
Maybe that'll get him going.
Right. It's sick, bro. It's fucking lunacy, and I have to do it with comedy. I got to do it with comedy because it's a giant.
You do bust some balls. You bust balls. You bust balls.
Right.
And those balls need to be busted. And people are.
Yeah. Nobody has more bustable balls than they do.
And people are scared to do it because what? They're going to get banned. Okay, I've been banned. And then we come back again with another name. They can't stop it eternally.
Well, it's a problem because the ADL of B'nai B'rith has nothing but contempt for free speech. And they're anti-American and they're anti-Constitution. So it's a shame, right, that they would want, not only want, but they're more than happy to police the internet and to be the arbiters of truth and so-called hate speech, right? So it's a very tricky thing. Basically, what they want is to be Big Brother. And you will get everything after it goes through their kosher filter. And they'll disseminate all the information out there, and they'll tell you what's good and what's bad and what's conspiracy theory and what's truth. Think Snopes. Think Wikipedia. Is this how we're going to live? By ADL decreed truth? No, never. Not in America. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
Those are some heated words. Oh, I just totally lost my train of start.
Every time I see Jonathan Greenblatt,
what happens, Albert?
Talking about so-called hate speech and how so-called anti-Semitism is always on the rise and it's at crisis, hair on fire levels, I think to myself,
it smells like matzah. Shabbos evening.
Jonathan Greenblatt, you're the end of
school.
I want more
matzah.
And that
Shabbos feeling.
It's so wonderful.
Dark.
Maury, get Jonathan on the blower. I'm going to shit myself. That anti-Semite.
Is that it again?
He's hooking up with Elon Musk. They're Hitler. Those two schwatzes, Chappelle and Ye.
I've watched you for 3 years. I've memorized all of it. Dog, one of the first, I'm a professional astrologer, and the sign of the preacher is Sagittarius. And the first thing I'm like, he's got to be a Sagittarius. And the first thing I reached out to him, like, are you a Sagittarius? He's like, yes, I am. I said, God damn.
Yes, I am. There is some shit to that cosmology stuff. There's something to it in terms of like the qualities behind the signs. There's something to it. But then again, you can kind of see it in anything if you like the fucking Illuminists, the tarot card readers and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know,
You can make something out of something like anything. You'd be like,
right.
I know that, but
Right.
like astrology has really like, I think astrology is real. Adam Green is a Capricorn. They are like the least likely to. They're very practical and very like material. They're not like spiritual. I mean, he doesn't believe in spiritual shit. I don't know. May Adam's name be
Be
revered.
blotted out forever. That's what they're praying for at shul.
Isn't it crazy?
That's what they get. That's one of their prayers that they put in the wall.
What I thought was crazy was after the whole Kanye West thing, that the ADL came out, and the first thing they asked for was for Adam to be banned. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Do you know why? Do you know?
Because he's breaking. Because he's attacking the Christians. The Christians are dupes.
First of all, you know how fucking awesome that is.
That was awesome.
You know how jealous I am that the first thing that they want, the top guy on their list to get banned is Adam Green. I mean, we talked about a badge of honor.
So awesome.
There can be no higher praise heaped on the man than to be wanted than wanting to be X'd and digitally fucking erased by the ADL.
Dog, I just love Adam so much. He's really just he's helped me to break out of the Christian matrix, and he's just, and you and him are just cool people. You're not assholes like fucking what's his name? Dawson.
And CJB?
Well, CJB just fucking gone off his rocker.
Jumped the shark. There's not enough sharks for him to jump. CJB has demonstrated and proven to us there's always another shark to jump.
What? I don't understand what that means. Sorry, I'm so stupid.
Okay, look it up. Look it up in Webster.
Another shark to jump?
It's from you want the derivative? The derivative is from Happy Days, one of the most popular shows on television.
The Fonz and I have the same. We had the same birthday. The Fonz and I, and Ivanka Trump.
The Fonz. There was one episode where they went the whole.
You're dating yourself.
Went to California, and Fonzie was on skis. He was jet skiing, and he jumped a shark.
What? That sounds awesome.
Against some like local fucking hick or whatever that was challenging him or whatever.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
The Fonz is Jewish, actually.
They use that expression to describe when something that was going well hit the wall and goes right into the shitter. It's called jumping the shark.
Do you have any Jewish friends?
Yes, I do. I grew up with Jews, bro. I grew up in a Jewish area in North Jersey.
Are you worried?
Probably 20% of my graduating class were Jews. And they're good people. So I know firsthand it's not the Jews. I know it's not the Jays, right? But at the same time, we have to concede the facts. You got to look reality straight in the face.
I'm afraid that when everything comes to the light, that like everybody's going to turn and go after the Jews. I'm like, oh,
well, that's what they did to Arabs after 9/11, and the stupid rednecks were fucking stabbing and killing Sikh Indians because they're so ignorant. They don't know the difference. I think that is a danger. It's dangerous living in this world, Liam, because of the biggest danger is ignorance itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we get this information out and we do it in a way that is us, comprehensible and compassionate, I think Jewish people shouldn't be worried that they're going to get attacked. But I mean, they get programmed in their mind from day one that everybody's out to get you. I mean, how do we fight that?
Well, they built that into their theology to keep themselves segregated, because their greatest fear that they have is assimilation.
Or getting found out. They don't want to be discovered. That's their worst fear. Is Jonathan Leibowitz being that's what Jonathan Stewart is.
Well, they don't have. They have the advantage of controlling the dissemination of nearly all the information.
Everything.
Right? Including the publishing world. And if they don't like a book that's coming out, they can have it banned on Amazon like that. Like that. All it takes is one phone call from Jonathan Greenblatt, Baruch Hashem.
May his name be forever
blotted out forever. Yes.
And blotted out.
Yes. It's a problem, bro. That's why this is going to be a long, hard slog. This war is most definitely, unless barring some unforeseen catalyst, this war is going to go on past our lifetimes.
This whole Elon Musk thing has been a little bit of a spark.
Yeah. And look at what the Rothschild Zionist MSM is doing to him now. Have you been watching these people? They're all attacking him in unison. Yeah, across the board.
All of a sudden, now Elon is being called out for shutting down Starlink for its use in the Ukraine versus Russian war.
Right.
2 years ago, and all of a sudden that's coming to the light.
Yeah. First of all, the guy donated like 1,000 or 2,000 Starlink, whatever, servers, whatever the fuck they are, whatever he did, right? And then he let him use it because the Russians got the Viasat shut down, whatever, over Russia, Ukraine. And all he did was block Crimea geographically from the Starlink because he didn't want them to use his technology to attack Russia and Crimea.
Yeah, he didn't even block them. He just didn't let them use it.
No, he actually blocked the Crimea geography so they couldn't use it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Good for him. Good on him.
Well, is he against the interests of America and Ukraine? Is he working for Russia? Is he a Russian
no
power?
Why would he be working for Russia, bro?
Well, he seems like he did that in Russia's interests.
Okay, so am I working for Russia? Is Dawson working for Russia? Is all these other people that are advocating for Russia, are we Russian agents? I wish, if I was, I wish I got those checks in the mail. I could certainly use it.
Yeah, I think you are a Russian
There's
asset.
right and wrong, dude. There's right and wrong. I oppose American empire. Why do I oppose American empire? Because we are the foot soldiers and slaves of Zog. That's why. Okay.
So
it's not about advancing American interests. Are any of you better off because we have 1,000 military bases around the world? Are any of you better off because we're spending $1 trillion+ a year on weapons of death?
So,
are any of you well, maybe you are if you are a shareholder in Raytheon, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and all the weapons makers and all the big oil and big pharma, then you are a beneficiary of American empire. But how many of you have such portfolios?
So I fly an American flag in the front of my house.
Okay.
And I'm starting to feel like I shouldn't.
that's a totally personal, that's a personal decision
like
you have to make.
like to be a pro-American right now, like after knowing everything I know, like I feel bad doing it. I'm like, America is the bad guy, I think.
Yeah, yeah. At least you got that right. And it's okay because we're trying to do something about it. We want to put America first, right? We want to get rid of the undue influence of this
we're taking
monolithic evil.
It's controlled by the Zionists.
Right.
So right. I want to weed the Zionists out of our country. That doesn't mean that I need to hate my own country, and then I don't think
there's nothing wrong with hating the federal government. There's nothing wrong with that.
Albert, I'm just so confused. I don't know what's up from down anymore.
Well, yeah, at least you got a good idea of what's wrong with this country. So that's you're ahead of the game. You're ahead of most people.
So what should I do? Should I be anti-American? Should I burn the American flag?
Be anti-American empire. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, if you love the idea of America, the idea, not what it currently represents or stands for.
Well, what is the idea
idea of America
that we can all come together?
What is the idea of America? The idea of America.
Different races come together.
Yeah. It's about anyone that has the intellectual, hard work ethic, creativity, ingenuity, industrial, right? Leaving the old and forging ahead with new opportunities.
And that's all fun and games, Albert, until you find out that the melting pot is orchestrated by the Jays because they want us all.
No, listen. It's totally different.
They want us all to meld together so that we don't have a racial identity, and they keep theirs, and then we lose our strength.
Listen, okay, it's not about. See, what you're doing is exactly what is wrong.
Well, how is that? How is that?
You think that they're homogenous, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is a huge advantage when it's not. They just understand, okay, that in Europe they want to alter the demographics, right? Because they can do that, and they've weaponized it, and they can do that successfully in terms of like their enslavement project. But America is not Europe.
No, it's the new Europe. We're the new Europe.
It never was.
We're the New York as opposed to the old York.
America is totally different, bro. Europe is a difference, and the cultures within Europe are not homogenous. They're not the same. An Irishman is not the same as a Dutchman, is not the same as a German, is not the same as a Slav, is not the same as a whatever, fucking Hungarian, right? Or is not the same as an Italian or a Greek. It's not a homogenous thing. They are multicultural. You know what I'm saying? So all these people that want to just get on their tribe, you're free to do that. And you can do that within this country too. There's a state in America, Idaho. and if you don't even want to be in America, you can always move to Poland, right? Poland is your destination.
My ancestry is from Poland, so tread lightly on my home country.
You could go to Poland, bro.
Maybe I will. Actually, I think they're about to join NATO. Are they?
They're in NATO, yeah.
They already are in NATO?
Yeah.
Albert, I'm just at a loss of like.
It's not that confusing. Liam, it's not that.
I feel very confused right now.
It's not. It's very fucking simple. Right and wrong, good and evil. That's it.
I feel like there's many shades of gray. It's not so black and white.
Treat others as you want to be treated. If you want to call people the N word, and you want to call Jays the K word, and you want to call Arabs sin, N word, whatever. You want to call Mexican people beaners or the S word or whatever, then you're, basically subhuman. Okay.
Beaner is a funny word. Can we just agree that beaner is a funny word? Beaner.
Never. Dude, I heard some kids using that.
Beaner?
I was like, bro. First of all,
that's funny.
You guys are in New York City. Don't fucking say shit like that out loud. It's not going to serve you well. I could tell these kids were like from Connecticut or something or whatever.
Wait, I was born in Connecticut. Do not trash talk Connecticut, okay?
Well, it's a wider area. It's a wider section of this area. But I was actually trying to look out for them, because if a Hispanic person heard them and understood that, they'd be in a world of shit.
All right. Well, as we're closing out this stream, first of all, I would like to thank you for your voice. I know we couldn't have your beautiful face.
You couldn't have my beautiful bronze hue.
Your
racing.
Your eyebrows radiate the strength of Horus, really. And
I appreciate you, Liam. Thank you for the invitation. I'm happy to join you here on this
Shabbat
movement, Aquarian TV, and all the other names you have.
Yeah, so I am Liam. That's my name. And then I do the Aquarian TV is like my spiritual thing, and then Wake Movement is like more like political. So I keep them separated, just for
separate them like the races,
but equal. Separate, equal. All right, Albert, I love you so much. Oh, Albert, you are just the best. I love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking. And we'll link.
I appreciate you.
We'll link up again soon, my friend.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, peace, brother.